Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ARC National Master Dairyman Awards for 2021. We trust that you will enjoy this prestigious event with us as we celebrate the best dairy farmers in South Africa. Please welcome Dr Hilton Vergotine, Acting President and CEO of the Agricultural Research Council.
I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of Ms. Joyene Isaacs, the Chairperson of the ARC Council, for participating at this virtual event, all ARC managers and researchers for making this event possible, Agri-Expo for assisting the ARC in hosting the event, all the dairy farmers, their staff and their families for taking part in the Master Dairyman competition, and all our partners for making this event possible and their support throughout the year. A special welcome to our dairy farmers who are generally underappreciated by society despite their immense contribution to food and nutrition security, let alone creating the much needed jobs for the unemployed members of our rural and peri-urban areas. We are truly honored to once again have you in our midst to celebrate excellence in dairy farming. The agriculture sector is faced with challenges associated with climate change and other crippling threats such as the current pandemic. It is therefore evidently clear that agriculture and other associated risks will continue to be commonplace in a sector that contributes immensely to the South African GDP, employment and food and nutrition security. The COVID-19 pandemic has become part of our everyday lives, with service offering disruptions becoming the order of the day. As for the Dairy Improvement Scheme, we had ensured that farmers got their reports after every milk recording via email. In addition, an online mobile functionality to process and deliver farm management reports through a livestock manager interface was also developed. This interface allowed for key information to be readily available to the farmer on their mobile phones by providing lactation information, index of cow production trades and cow reproduction information. Some notable achievements over the period included that we had on average 71 farmers who tested 10,574 cows per month, whom had overall received 426 technical reports per month, which is an average of 6 different reports per farmer. 3 dairy farmers upgraded from smallholder to semi-commercial, and 1 from semi-commercial to commercial. At the same time, we have also embarked on aggressive marketing of the scheme through radio, TV, interviews, popular publications and newsletters. The ARC is uniquely positioned, given its world-class expertise and research infrastructure, to provide agriculture technological solutions to ensure that our farmers, especially those in the dairy sector, are resilient to emerging agriculture and other associated risks. Plans afoot entails the further modernization of our service provision through increased use of ICT technologies in line with 4IR and the offering of genetic analysis that would form part of an integrated service offering to the sector. We are fully aware that the task before us as the ARC is huge, and therefore we wish to extend our word of appreciation to our line department, the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, and our strategic industry partners who continue to pledge their generous support to the ARC Master Dairyman Awards. We are proud to continue our tradition of recognizing outstanding performance by commercial and smallholder dairy farmers who participate in our National Milk Recording and Improvement Scheme. The farmers who are receiving the 2021 edition of the Master Dairyman Awards are truly the best of the best in our industry, particularly given the unprecedented pandemic environment in which they had to do business. We are indeed the most innovative in our industry. The ARC is proud to be associated with you, the early adopters of our milk recording and improvement innovative solutions. Thank you for embracing science and innovation in your dairy operation. Once again, on behalf of the ARC, a hearty welcome to the ARC Master Dairyman Awards function for 2021.
The Master Dairyman Awards, presented by the ARC since 2003, acknowledge South Africa's most outstanding dairy producers, with recognition given to South Africa's most sought-after small-scale and commercial herds. The following criteria are used to evaluate the finalists: production traits, 27%; reproduction index, 27%; lactation length, 8%; somatic cell count, 9%; percentage of births reported, 8%; cows in milk as a percentage of cows in the herd, 5%; herd size, 8%; and the number of tests per year, 8%. The second part of the evaluation was based on information received from the finalists. Breeding goals on production, reproduction, and functional traits were evaluated and compared to the genetic merit of the bulls used in the herd. Reproduction in terms of voluntary waiting period and conception rate. Feeding strategy were monitored through the impact of the TMR or the grazing system on the output of the performances of the cows. Health status, focusing on the required protocol and vaccination program, as well as biosecurity procedures. And lastly, industry involvement such as mentorship or contributions made to technical committees. Please join us as we now celebrate the finalists for 2021. We start with the ARC Small Scale Master Dairyman of the Year. Congratulations to our first finalist, the Zim family of Kestel in the Free State. Our second finalist for Small Scale Master Dairyman of the Year will go to Loyiso Consultants Projects at their Copperfield Dairy Farm in Kokstad. Congratulations! Next up are the finalists for the ARC Master Dairyman for 2021. Our first finalist, Etienne Zeeman, who together with his manager Ati Extian and their dedicated team of workers converted the farm Liurivier from a fruit farm to a successful dairy farm. Our next finalist, Van Niekerk Boerdery in Caledon, a fifth-generation family farm focusing on jerseys in the Overberg. Moving on to the Eastern Cape, congratulations to finalist J&H Siberachen as well as Siberachen and Sons. These two herds are owned by John and Henry Siberachen in the beautiful district of Craddock in the Eastern Cape. Our next finalist for the ARC Master Dairyman Award, congratulations to Jaco Uys on the farm Kuri, where Kobus Uys and his son Johannes farm with a carefully selected Jersey herd since the early 60s. Moving to our next finalist, well done to Jaco Basson Family Trust in Darling, where they currently have a pedigree Holstein herd on the family farm Swartwater. Our next ARC finalist for 2021, RHODES Food Group, a well-known Ayrshire dairy dating back to 1903 when Cecil John Rhodes and Ernest Oppenheimer imported the first animals from Scotland and excellently managed today by Jaco Swarts. Moving from the winelands to the Southern Cape, congratulations to Dweko Boerdery, Pieter Steenkamp, Arno Steenkamp and Dirk van Paupendorp, together with their partners Pieter and Janru Uys, currently own two Jersey herds on the farms Voorstekop and Doornvlei in the Heidelberg district. Our next finalist for the ARC Master Dairyman of the Year, Middeldrift Dairy. This dairy is a partnership between the National Empowerment Fund, Magadlela Agri and the Middeldrift community, producing 3 million litres per annum with an average of 10,000 litres per day from a mixed herd of Holstein and Jersey cows. Congratulations to our next finalist, JJ Nell Family Trust, owned by Hannes Nell in the Klein Karoo, as our 10th finalist for the ARC Master Dairyman Award. Moving from the Klein Karoo to KZN, congratulations to Foundation Jersey Farm of Alan and Francis Webster in the district of Weenen in KZN, where they milk about 1,000 Jersey cows in 2 herds. Our next finalist, congratulations to JF Tron, where Jaco Tron currently has approximately 170 cows in milk using an 8-point herringbone system. And our last finalist for the ARC Master Dairyman of the Year, the Robertson brothers. Congratulations to Gordon Robertson, following in his father's footsteps, who started the dairy in the late 1950s. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our finalists for the ARC National Master Dairyman Award. Congratulations once again to Etienne Zeeman, Van Niekerk Boerdery, John and Henry Siberachen, Kobus Uys, Jaco Basson, RHODES Food Group, Dweko Boerdery, Middeldrift Dairy, Hannes Nell, Foundation Jersey Farm, Jaco Tron and Gordon Robertson. Please join us as we now move to our studio on the Farm Uitkyk in Stellenbosch, where we will be joined by our host, Duncan Masiwa.
Greetings everyone and a warm welcome to our panel discussion of this year's Agricultural Research Council Master Dairyman Awards. Now, my name is Duncan Masiwa and what an honor to be a part of this year's award ceremony. Now, for those of you who don't know, the ARC Master Dairyman Awards is one of the most recognized events on the agricultural calendar, and it features large-scale farmers from commercial to even small-scale farmers, and it really is one of those platforms that seeks to celebrate and reward farmers. Now, for today's discussion, we chat to Joyene Isaacs, who is the chairperson of the Agricultural Research Council. Joyene, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Duncan, for having me.
Now, we are not alone. We're also joined by Agri-Expo's operations manager, who goes by the name of Breyton Milford. Breyton, welcome.
Duncan, thank you. It's an honor for me to be here with you.
I want to get straight into it, and I want to start with you, Joyene. Now, you were the former HOD of the Western Cape Department of Agriculture, and you were there for almost 2 decades, building up this the department, who is one of the best in the country when you look at an agricultural department. You've been quite instrumental in the agricultural space, especially in the Western Cape. Your position now as chairperson of the ARC, what is your vision and what do you hope to achieve?
Actually, in March 2020, I thought I'm retiring. After about 18 years in the Department of Agriculture, which I must say, agriculture is always exciting. So now suddenly I find myself having a different title, and I'm still in agriculture. The second is that the Agricultural Research Council is critical for commodities to move ahead. The vision that I have for the ARC, it is when anybody in this country talks about agricultural research, the first call should be the ARC. The ARC needs to be the research agent, doesn't matter for whom, in South Africa, but even the continent.
I want to get to you, Breyton. When we hear the word agricultural competition, it's almost impossible not to think of Agri-Expo. You guys have been doing such instrumental work with expos within the agricultural space. Agri-Expo is synonymous with competitions. Why is that, and why is it so important?
Duncan, Agri-Expo was founded in 1831. So on the 29th of November this year, we will celebrate 190 years.
Jeez.
And it was founded by a group of farmers that said, listen, we want to bring our produce together, we want to showcase it, and we want to award prizes to the best products. And today, that's still our being. We do agricultural shows and agricultural exhibitions, but competitions is the core business of Agri-Expo. And for 190 years, we've been doing agricultural competitions. And you're quite correct, we are synonym with agricultural competitions.
Now, you've been involved in the ARC Master Dairyman Awards for quite some time now. What is so unique about this competition?
When I look at the Master Dairymen throughout the years, they are passionate about dairy industry. Secondly, I think that the ARC Master Dairyman of the Year, every year, embraces technology. And to me, that's very important. We cannot go much further than we are if we don't use technology. And lastly, these Master Dairymen, they get the best advice that they can get.
Now, Joyene, I want to get to you again. The ARC's role is research, and a lot of farmers are looking towards technology, and they are future focused and forward thinking. How happy are you with where we are, and what do you think is private sector's role? What role should they play in terms of agricultural research in the country?
Before we get to that question, I want to actually say to Breyton, I want to hire him for marketing the ARC. It's the best advert that I've heard.
On the spot.
On the spot. I think the pandemic has taught us a couple of things that I need to highlight. The one is we need to find alternatives. Face-to-face is what South Africans love. But the reality is the pandemic made us confront there has to be an alternate and alternatives. And technology in terms of production was always there, but I think the dissemination of that technology, especially using cell phones, using computers, and then designing apps to get information out, is one of the things that I must say is part of the ARC. The problem is we don't necessarily tell everybody about it. Research might be the ARC's key focus. But you know what? We can't do it alone. Each of the organizations and categories of organizations that have a purpose of agricultural development and agricultural growth should be part of the ARC's shaping agenda, doing and executing research, transmitting and disseminating that information for the benefit of all of us.
Now, I know you have a passion for women in the agricultural industry. What is your advice, for women farmers in the dairy industry?
If you choose agriculture, you're not only feeding your family, you're feeding a nation. The second thing about young women is never let people tell you you can't. Sorry, that shouldn't be part of your vocabulary, especially in terms of science and maths, because you do need it for agriculture. The third thing is women can and always has been creative. So how do you use that for agriculture? And I think the fourth one is there's a place for women in agriculture. Doesn't matter who tells you what. And we need to actually embrace it.
You heard Breyton, Joyene talk about there are too many opportunities in the value chain. Why is the ARC Master Dairyman Awards so important to the industry?
What strikes me is that they are the best in their field. Mm-hmm. So people look up to them. That's why it's important for me that the ARC keeps the Master Dairyman Awards going. Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of farmers out there, not just dairy farmers, but farmers in general that look up to these Master Dairymen. We need to give recognition to that people that has worked so hard to achieve what they've achieved.
Yeah. Joyene, we're about to announce the winners. What is your message to these winners?
I want to actually say to the winners, well done. It's amazing. It is wonderful. It is, for me, inspiring. And above all, I can see that you are setting the tone and you're making this competition tough. And I like that because competition is healthy.
Breyton, your message to the winners?
Yeah, firstly, a huge congratulations to all the winners. Thank you for participating. Thank you for setting an example to the rest of the dairy farmers in South Africa. We wish you well and we hope that we'll see you next year.
Well, there you have it. Good luck for all of those who entered, and I hope to see you participate next year again.
Once again, thank you to the ARC Chairperson, Ms. Joyene Isaacs, for her dedication and passion, as well as to Breyton Milford and Duncan Masiwa. Ladies and gentlemen, our first awards for today. The ARC Special Award for Innovative Development. Congratulations to Zim Dairy. The next award will go to the ARC National Herd with the Best Somatic Cell Count. Congratulations to JJ Nell Family Trust. And the ARC National Herd with the Best Intercalving Period is this year awarded to Middle Drift Dairy. Joining us from the head office of the ARC in Pretoria, a word of thanks from Dr. Andrew Magadlela, the Group Executive for Animal Science at the ARC.
Several colleagues have worked tirelessly behind the scenes for many months to collect the relevant data, crunch the numbers that are used to determine the winners in the different categories that have been announced. Several people and institutions have generously given of their time, talents, and other resources to make the event possible. Please allow me to thank the following individuals and institutions: the Agri-Expo team and the CEO, Mr. Johan Ehlers, for the mastery of the virtual delivery of this function, our sponsors for their generosity, representatives of the media houses, the ARC Council, and the Chairperson of Council, Ms. Joyene Isaacs, for the support they have been giving to our efforts. The Acting President and CEO, Dr. Hilton Vergotine, for his support and inspiring welcome address. Mr. Mweketsa from Saudi, Acting DG, and Mr. Joel Mamabulo, the Registrar of Livestock Improvement at the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform, and Rural Development, for the unwavering support that the department has always given us. The 2021 Master Dairyman winners, finalists, and all the participants. The ARC Milk Recording and Improvement Scheme team that was ably led by Dr. Jaco until his retirement at the end of July this year. All my animal production colleagues who have been involved with this competition. Thank you all.
Thank you to Dr. Magadlela for his vote of thanks and to his dedicated team of researchers. We now move on to the final moments of the 2021 ARC National Master Dairyman Awards. Congratulations to the 2021 ARC National Small Scale Master Dairyman of the Year. Nompe Zim.
My name is Nompe Aida Zim. I'm a daughter to the late Mr. Mambani Chanzim. My family arrived on the farm in 1989. The ARC came on board and their job was to test our animals, teaching us about the butterfat, the protein, the MUN, its importance, the heifer selection, bull selection. They taught us a lot of things which we were not even aware of. They did everything possible for us so that we can have a necessary knowledge on running a successful dairy business. And we can proudly say we thank ARC, because if it wasn't for them, we will still be in the dark. And for that reason, we're grateful. My father had a good ear. He listened to ARC representatives and he did everything they told him to do. And I remember at that time when we started milking, we had no milk shed, transporting our milk with milk buckets. Since 2006, he's been winning awards for doing well in central region, provincial, national level. It was also a breakthrough for him competing in Africa. I also went to agriculture college and that helped me because I figured out that I also want to be a farmer at some point. I become so close to him, learning how to farm, learning how to survive in this difficult industry. He introduced us to farming since we grew up on a farm. He wanted us to follow the agriculture sector. Currently, he's in dairy. He's milking 102 cows in milk, producing 5,600 liters plus or minus a day. We're hoping to do better in future. Our dream as Zim Dairy, we want to be on commercial level. My father died wishing to milk 500 cows at some point. I myself, I'm hoping to milk at least 150, 160 cows next year, which I'm quite certain that it will happen because it's my dream. I'm still young. He had to build everything from scratch and I'm taking where he left. It's not bad as it was for him. I want him to be proud that this dairy is at a level where he wanted it to be.
Our last and most prestigious award today, The 2021 ARC National Master Dairyman of the Year, Jaco Basson.
Ons boer hier teen die Weskus, soos die Kruivlees 6 km van die see af. Ons melk 1080 Holstein, 3 keer 'n dag en dan voer ons die beeste natuurlik op 'n volvoerstelsel. Verder is al die beeste onder behuising, die opstoomdiere is onder behuising, KFS is onder behuising. Ons het definitief die vrugte gepluk. Die diere hulle almal onder behuising te plaas, want ons het gesien die groot voordele daarvan. En dan werk ons op 'n komposbeddingstelsel. Ons komposteer die mis wat uitgaan by die hokke, dit val binne 'n misput en dan skei ons die mis van die vloeistowwe en dan die solids word gekomposteer en dit gooi ons in die hokke en vir die beeste om op te lê. As 'n klompie mense wat baie belangrik is wat help om alles vlot te laat loop, dis byvoorbeeld die bestuurspan, my 3 bestuurders wat baie goeie werk doen op die plaas, my melkspanne, almal wat betrokke is, my werkspanne. Wat 'n groot voordeel is vir van die werkers en bestuur is dat daar's prestasiebonusse. Byvoorbeeld die wat in die voerspan is, as hulle baie goed voer reg deur die maand en hulle het nie te veel geoorvoer nie of ondervoer nie en die regte hoeveelheid uitgegooi by al die spanne, is daar prestasiebonusse wat hulle kry. So ook die manne wat in diens is wat kyk die koeie wat kalf in die nag, dat die kalfies die regte hoeveelheid biesmelk kry en die regte kwaliteit, kry hulle ook bonusse. Dan wil ek ook net vir Nova se span baie krediet gee. Veral Dion Engelbrecht wat weekliks by my is en direk wese stap, kondisies kyk. Ek dink is uitstekende voer wat Nova doen. Ons is al jare lank by hulle. Dan die veeartse wat betrokke is op die plaas, Terrebert Dierkliniek. Janie van der Merwe is die meeste van die tyd hier by my. Chris Fourie met sy konsultasiebesigheid. Hy hou ons op ons tone en natuurlik Gerard Ebertsen ook van die Cow Manager program wat ook 'n konsultant is. Ek is in 'n goeie posisie dat die kudde basies vol is. So ons moet diere uitskot wat nie goed produseer nie. Dit het baie groot verskil gemaak het met my konsepsiesyfer byvoorbeeld is die Cow Manager program wat 'n uitstekende bestuursprogram is wat jou help om te sien watter koeie kom watter tyd op witte en om daai koeie op die regte tyd te kaai. En as jy alles reg doen en die koeie op die regte manier en so 'n manier soos wat jy opgelei is, sal jy goed doen met konsepsies. Ons voerbestuurstelsel ook, die Digistar, waar jy presies kan sien wat die ou ingegooi het en wat hy ontlaai het in die mengeryt en watter tyd dit plaasgevind het. Probeer maar alles daar in plek kry om foute uit te skakel. En dan het ons opstoomspan begin van die jaar onder behuising geplaas. Hulle lê op sand. Ons gebruik sand as 'n medium om op te lê. Omdat ons voel sand is meer higienies. Op 'n maandelikse basis kan jy net weer nuwe sand bygooi. Ons KFS het ons ook onder dak en dit help ons geweldig baie in die somer met konsepsiesyfers waar die son nie die embryos doodbrand nie. So ook die melkbeeste wat almal onder dak is. Iets wat ons gedoen het met die eerste laktasiediere. Ons het hulle op 'n diep litterstelsel geplaas wat uitstekend werk want 'n vers kalf mos gewoonlik 'n bietjie moeiliker as 'n tweede en derde laktasiedier. So hy's meer gevoelig op konkreet. Spyt tevrede met LNR se spoedige ontleding van data wat hulle terugstuur na ons toe. Ek kan byvoorbeeld 'n koei se somatiese seltelling sien van haar hele laktasie en 'n besluit neem wat ek met haar moet maak. Ek kan selfs op die app sien haar melkproduksie aan 'n SST. Terwyl ek na 'n koei kyk, kan ek gou vinnig in die app ingaan en dan die koei se nommer insit en alle data van haar sien. Dit beteken vir my baie om erkenning te kry vir harde werk wat nie net ek doen nie, maar my hele span as meestersluiperboer van die jaar. Ek sê altyd vir my mense, 'n mens moet nooit groot praat as dit goed gaan met jou nie. Jy moet maar altyd nederig bly. Dit vat nogal baie tyd en energie om alles in plek te hou en alles op standaard te probeer hou. Chris Fourie en Justin, sy vernoot, hulle het 'n konsultasiebesigheid een keer 'n maand. Besoek hulle jou en dan sal hulle jou uitwys, daar's 'n probleem, jy kan bietjie verbeter op hierdie syfer, want daar's ander boere wat baie beter as jy presteer en dan kan jy nou daai boere gaan besoek en vra maar Hoe kry julle dit reg dat julle syfers so goed is? Dit veroorsaak 'n kompetisie ook tussen boere, 'n gesonde kompetisie en ek dink daar's 'n redelike sterk gesonde kompetisie tussen my en my buurman Koenie Basson en Koenraad Basson. Plase is naby mekaar, is almal Bassons en daar's maar altyd lekker gesonde kompetisie.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the ARC and its partners, thank you for joining us once again. A huge congratulations to all the winners. Until next year, stay safe.